My name is LV, and I am speaking my mind. When the powerful can't handle a joke, they don't argue, they punish. That's where we are today, after ABC yanked Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air indefinitely, and the White House cheered as if silencing a comedian somehow restores America's greatness. Let's be clear about what happened. Kimmel delivered a monologue criticizing how some on the right exploited the killing of Charlie Kirk for politics. The next domino wasn't a rebuttal, it was pressure. A major station group, Nexstar, said it would stop carrying the show, and then the federal government stepped in. FCC Chair Brendan Carr publicly threatened regulatory action against ABC and Disney over Kimmel's speech. That's not culture war noise. That's a regulator rattling a saber at a broadcaster after a joke. The president celebrated the suspension and hinted the crackdown shouldn't end with Kimmel, signaling open season on other late-night hosts at NBC and beyond. This is the man who hates laughter at his expense. Don't rebut it. Don't ignore it. Erase it. Now, why does this matter? Because the FCC is supposed to be an independent agency that regulates spectrum and license obligations, not a ministry of vibes deciding whether punchlines offend the throne. In America, the First Amendment means government does not punish speech because the president doesn't like the joke. Yet the chair of that agency publicly menaced our network over commentary, then applauded affiliates that pulled the program. That's a chill you can feel in every newsroom and writer's room tonight. Some defenders say, hey, ABC made a private decision, but context matters. Private choices made under public threat aren't free choices. When the cop stands at the door suggesting you close early, it's not a suggestion. A federal regulator threatening action over a monologue is pressure by design and puts every broadcaster on notice that political speech mocking those in power may carry a license price tag. Free speech advocates and the industry voices are already warning about the precedent. Writers, performers, and public officials, including an FCC Democratic commissioner, are calling this what it is: government overreach into editorial content. This is not about whether you like Kimmel's bit. It's about whether comedians, journalists, and you and me can criticize the powerful without regulators sending a message: watch your mouth or we'll come for your air. And don't miss this pattern. We've seen this movie threats to revoke licenses, leaning on companies punishing critics. Yesterday it was newsrooms. Today it's a late night stage. Tomorrow, whoever else lands a punchline that stings. Reports already suggest the crosshairs are drifting toward NBC's late-night shows. Again, the point isn't taste, it's power. Here's a quick civics refresher. The FCC can enforce indecency standards on broadcast TV, and it can evaluate whether stations serve the public interest at license time. What it cannot lawfully do is target a program because the president dislikes its politics or because a joke embarrassed the ruling party. That's viewpoint discrimination, flatly unconstitutional. When a regulator hints otherwise, it's not just chilling, it's illegal if acted upon. That's why these threats should alarm everyone, left, right, and center. So what do? First, name it. This isn't political correctness. This is state pressure against political speech. Censorship with a smiley sticker. Second, support the people who take the stage away. Comedians are more than clowns. They're social critics with a mic, and America has always let them jab the king. Third, back the journalists and lawyers pushing back, because if the FCC tries to convert "I'm offended" into regulatory muscle, the courts should swat that down in a heartbeat. Finally, remember why laughter matters. Authoritarianism hate it because humor shrinks fear. It turns the big, scary strong man into a guy with spinach in his teeth. That's why the man who hates laughter at his expense wants the mic cut, the show pulled, the lights out. But the American answer to a joke you don't like isn't an FCC threat. It's a better joke, a sharper argument, or simply changing the channel. My name is LV, and I have spoken my mind.